Okay, so do you want to let me see what you've done?
Yeah, you have to, because we need corrections too, so that we can grow better and learn better. So maybe I will start. If another person have something. Mr. Femi, before I start, I have to apologize. It is not in a PowerPoint, so that you don't give me a straw.
I have warned you never to present things like that. All right.
Yes, but
You are
because of
supposed, when you are making this, you are supposed to have Word document that is properly done, and then create PowerPoint that will give just snapshots into what is in your Word document.
I tried, but because of time, coming back late from work, I could not. So that's why I started by apologizing before this troop will come.
But you are not the only one doing it. You shouldn't be the only one doing it. It should be a teamwork, isn't it?
We tried, but because of our different time schedules, some team members are really having some issues they have to face at work and also at home. So we're not able to meet up.
So how would they learn if they didn't do it?
We are learning and we will continue to learn after today's correction.
Because you guys will come back to me later to say you don't understand.
Oh,
You
no.
would all come back to me to say, it's not clear. You know, Nigerians, you always have excuses, and that's the reason I always insist that people get their hands dirty.
Yeah, I had to work on this and presented to the team members who were available. Many team members are really tied up with different schedules and at work and at home for domestic reasons. So after this, we are open to corrections and go back to work if there are corrections to do. Then we are going to do it with a very
I'm not happy about it, but go ahead. Just go ahead.
So this is what we have before you as a proposed business case with a case study of a prep measure. We have a duration of 3 months. And before you, we have how it's going to work. Why are we investing into this project? What are we going to do? How are we going to do? The WH question, which is also known as the question tennis we learned from you. So we have an executive summary, which is like a mission statement. Our goal is to empower the community in career and business growth through knowledge transfer to reach a global audience, extend organizations' educational offerings beyond physical limitations. This means that in a summary of what I have before you, trying to summarize everything about why prep measure. Why do we want to carry on this project? What are the benefits it's going to bring to the organization, to the users, and the community as a whole? So we have it laid out here instead of me to waste so much time reading it. So we also talk about prep measure being a brand, and it also has to enhance the brand reputation as a reliable and accessible provider of an online education, lay a foundation for a successful and sustainable future in online education, as well as engaging students by offering an immersive learning environment with hands-on experience and ongoing support to knowledge retention and course completion. Why there is emphasis on the hands-on experience, because that makes it a very unique brand. There are so many online learning platforms, but I strongly believe, or the team believes, that Prep Measure Blue Sky, being the owner of the product called Prep Measure, has a unique service to offer to the people, which is the hands-on experience, and there are testimonies to that. The name of the project is Prep Measure. I had to put on the 5th of 8 as approval date, being that putting plus and minus when it's the approval will come after getting all the buy-ins, documentation, signings. It will now it will be on the feed. We have the project owner as an ADM, Delphine, and then we have the executive sponsor being the Blue Sky Citadel in person of Mr. DJ Manuel. Implementation date, proposed date there is 15th of August, because after doing all the running about documentation, approval, signings, buy-in, hoping that the project kicks off on the 15th of August. Project framework, WAGI, like we presented before, a combination of waterfall and agile. So next we have the business objective, to drive revenue for the company or for the organization through course stays, because those courses that will be uploaded by instructors are being sold out, and there can be also subscription plans for the company or the organization to have money in order for them to have or maximizing the return on investment, money that has been invested on the project to make some revenue for it. Lay a foundation for a successful and sustainable future in online education, not just for today, but for continuity. Engage students by offering an immersive learning environment with hands-on experience and ongoing support to knowledge retention and course completion, like what we are facing now. We have testimonials in Prep Measure or Blue Sky where people have gotten jobs and they are being supported by mentors. And this has actually been very productive. And that's what makes a product, Prep Measure, very unique. To generate valuable data, user behavior, cost performance, and market trends to make informed business decisions. Once the data has been extracted or gathered, extracted, transformed, it also helps the organization to make informed decisions for the benefit and for the good of the organization, as well as the user. Provide a user-friendly platform where instructors can effortlessly upload, manage, and monetize their courses, empowering instructors to share their expertise with global audience. For example, we have Mr. Femi being on Prep Measure. We can only acquire knowledge from him if we have the opportunity to enroll and extract knowledge from the course he's going to, or he has uploaded on the platform. There might be some instructors who have this knowledge, expertise, wish to share, but they don't have a platform or they don't have a network of people where they can share this platform. So Prep Measure is a unique product for them to put for their courses. And then we have the target users, beneficiaries of this product of ours called Prep Measure. Target user refers to who are the people going to use this product or buy this product. So we have the instructors who are going to upload their courses on it. We have students who are going to use the platform, buy these courses, and enroll on the platform through Blue Sky and utilize this product very well by getting knowledge from the instructors. We have institutions, can also be a target group, can be a client. Why? Because schools can decide to make publicity about Prep Measure for their students to always come there, just like what we have today, like Udemy and also Coursera. So we have clients. These are the target group we are expecting to buy our product. Then we talk about the financials and the cost. What are the things we need to implement this project? What are the important tools we need to make sure that the execution plan and process runs successfully without any delays and challenges? We have laptops, which we can see clearly on our cost plan, which was presented to you last week. We have the hardware maintenance, phones, connectivity, stationaries, cloud services, software license. And then most importantly, we have the project team that has to execute this project and ensure that it meets the designated timeline, and it should be delivered with quality, whereby we have the project manager or we have the agile delivery manager, depending on what the organization decides to go with. We have developers, we have SM, PO, BAs, QAs to make sure that they have a complete cross-functional team to execute the quality expected or align with stakeholders' wishes and demand. Then we have resources required goes to what do we need? The resources also refer to the team, people, not just materials. So what do we need as materials needed to execute this project? We have software development tools and platform, access to a secure server hosting environment, collaboration and communication tools for efficient teamwork, budget for payment gateway integration and server hosting cost, feedback collection mechanisms like surveys, focus group, user testing tools that will be used by developers, user support and training resources for instructors, students, as well as clients. We talk about the project benefit. What is this project? How is it going to benefit the organization first? Of what importance is it for us to invest in this project? It's going to also bring increase in revenue. Once there are more courses uploaded with quality as expected, more students will enroll. Once it is attractive, the demand will increase and definitely making more money, profit, maximization of profit into the organization. It's also going to provide instructors with a seamless way to upload and manage courses. Students and clients can easily access, study, and network on the platform. Continuous iterate and improve prep measure platform to maximize its impact and success, not just for a day thing, but we talk about sustainability of it. And this sustainability can only go along line with how often is the maintenance process is being carried out, being monitored, and also the report of the project can be done maybe after every 2 months or 3 months, depending on what the organization or stakeholders as well decide upon. So we also have empowered the community in career and business growth through knowledge transfer. It is very important because not just individuals are going to benefit from it, but the community as a whole, which is already in existence, benefit from this project or from this product, as well as business growth. Why? Because it gives other companies, organizations opportunities to have people who are being trained through Blue Sky product known as Prep Measure to get job and also render their services to other companies. And they are being also mentored while they are on their job site in order for them to give the best required of them as professionals. It's going to promote and engage capacity building, which is very, very important in today's world. It's going to expand its reach to global audience, meaning that Prep Measure is not only going to be a physical benefit to people, it's also going to reach within global audience. Like Delphine is a member or a student of Prep Measure from Germany. You have maybe somebody from Spain, from the US, as well as other from Africa across the globe, which is a positive remark, makes it unique. And then we have milestones. What are the milestones we are going to carry out? How are we going to carry it out? And if we talk of milestone, we can as well put it on our project board as epic, the bigger picture of it, the steps. From each of these steps, we are going to have deliverables from it. So we have at the initiation stage, it's very important that the use of the open questions that have to be asked of what is also known as the WH question of what are we doing, how are we going to do it, why are we going to do it, and where are we going to do it. We can also use the SPIN, which is the situation, problem, implementation, as well as the need to pay off. These are vital things that will eventually help us in running the project successfully. So at the initiation stage or delivery stage, whereby there is a elicitation of or gathering of requirement, we first of all have to complete the business requirement document, which is also called the PID, Project Initiation Document. It is not just one document. These are set of documents in relation to processing, buy-in, stakeholders information we gather, and we ensure that we get all the approvals. After that, we have to finalize the design of the platform and approval from the architectural design, meaning that we have to visualize what kind of platform we want to build. And it is very necessary to have this design in a form of a visual format so that every team member, stakeholders, as well as the management will be able to understand what we are investing into. We have the development stage, which is implementation of user authentication and authorization. This has to do with the login registration process and ensure that the data of users are well secured from hackers. We have the payment gateway integration completed. People have to pay, enroll for the course, and they need to pay using their bank card, for example, paper, different format. We have to also ensure that this information are properly secured in order for hackers not to penetrate. Once it happens, then it will affect the business or the project negatively because students are going to stop enrolling and instructors will not feel secured to embark on it. And then we have the development of content management system. We have to decide how and the criteria these courses and content from instructors have to be in order to ensure that quality and quality of it is at its top or standard. For example, we have to decide if the instructor should be someone who has a degree or PhD in that field to ensure that the knowledge he or she is giving is in relation to what is expected and what people are going to pay for to derive these services from their own knowledge. And then we talk about course enrollment and study functionalities implemented. That has to also do how are the students going to enroll into this course? How is it going to be done? How are they going to register? How are they going to pay and get their courses or search for their courses properly, navigate easily on the platform? We have client access and navigation features has to be finalized to ensure that they get maximum self-satisfaction for using the platform without having some challenges. And even they do, there should be something like a desk help, a help desk or chatbot where they can be able to communicate with their instructors or when they have issues, and the duration or waste of time should not be much, for that will lead to discourage the users. We have completion of testing, bug fixing, and quality assurance. When we talk about this, we are referring to once all this development stage has taken place, it is very necessary to test the quality, hoping that and believing that a definition of done checklist has already been set by the development team and approved by the team together. And if they have bugs, it has to be fixed. And this has to go with the quality standard should be at its top before we go live. And if we are going live, we have to ensure that we are working on the percentage of 98%, whereby all the transgression, the regression, integration, everything has been done. And if we're at 98% to go live, then we are rest assured that the product is ready to be launched to the public for use. Then we talk about the tasks, the key tasks we have to carry. What are the things, activities we have to do? Before the milestone, we have the epic, and this key tasks refers to something like our user story on our project board. What are we going to do? Who is going to do what? So the key tasks are platform design. First of all, design the platform, what we have visualized, and the development process. We talk about the user authenticity and authorization process that has to do with the registration login, payment gateway integration. They have to pay for the course or whatever the course they choose. They have to register and pay for it. We have the content management system that refers to the instructors. How are they going to upload their courses? And the quality of it should be at its standard. That also refers to the course enrollment and study process, and also the navigation, accessibility into the platform should be very smooth, at least at a greater percentage. And then we go for the testing, UAT, regression testing, ensuring that all things being equal is of great standard to serve the users. And then we have And then we have deliverables that has to come out as increment from each of these steps or milestones we are going to put on our project board as epic, or the tasks we are going to perform. We have the user registration and authentication. We have course creation and management, student enrollment and progress tracking. We have payment processing. We have content management and distribution, discussion board, where it has to serve as a help desk for students, users to be able to communicate and collaborate with their instructors when need be. We have collaboration tools also, like what we have today as Slack, and whatever the management stakeholders team decide to embark on. We have user-friendly interface and navigation, progress analytic and reporting. This is very important because this data, when they are being gathered, extracted, transformed, it can also help the organization to make informed decisions that will be beneficial to the users as well as to stakeholders and the organization itself. Mobile compatibility, continuous improvement and iteration. Very, very important, continuous improvement for maintenance to make sure that it's always at the top to serve the number of users, regardless the number of people who are going to enroll on the platform. Here, normally, we are not supposed to put the risks, assumption, issues, and dependencies that linking us to our rates law. But it's not going to be there when we are doing a standard business case, because as ADM or APM, we are not supposed to show our stakeholders what could affect the project, but it's necessary for us to do the necessary reporting, tracking, and monitoring of the project. And these are things you have to put into consideration. The risks, they can be technical failures. They can also be competitors in the market.
Sorry. Let me ask you, why did you say you are not supposed to let your stakeholder know the risk and issues on your project? What do you mean by that?
I believe that the business case document should focus on the achievement, but at the same time as an ADM, it's our job for APM, our job to ensure that we look and put these things in consideration. I believe that if they see it to a greater extent, it might also affect their interest in investing in the business. But it can be talked about. I don't know if
let me say this to you. Let me help you. All right.
Yeah.
One of the main things that you must learn as a project manager or as a delivery manager is openness.
Okay.
You don't conceal anything from your stakeholders. Let them know if they are going to lose money. Let them know the truth if they are going to gain money.
Okay.
You can say it diplomatically, but you must tell them the truth.
Noted.
Otherwise, you may go to jail for it.
Oh.
If you tell somebody, rather than telling the person the truth, you are saying, oh, I don't want them to know, so they are not discouraged. And they put 200 million pounds into something and it goes down the drain, they would arrest the person.
True.
Now, that's very important. Anywhere you're working, please. That's why we work in an agile way. That's why I want you to become agile project manager. That's why you are agile delivery manager. We work in an agile way because of transparency. That's number one. Number two, there are other things that I want to correct here, but I'll let you continue. Now, when you want to capture risk, issues, and dependencies, you need to use what we call RAG status.
Okay.
I have taught you RAG status. What does it mean? What does RAG status mean? Guys?
I cannot remember.
Well, honestly, you've done well. For you alone to have done this, honestly, I'm proud of you because you are the only one that has done it. And it shows the dedication you have. So I'm proud of you for taking this up by yourself. What did I teach you all about RAG status? What is RAG status?
Tosi
You
wants
say,
something. Tosi, yeah.
okay, RAG status is just telling us the how do I put it? The probability, the risk. I will refer to it as risk matrix, as in the risk matrix, if it's high, if it's low, and what are the control measures that we intend to introduce, or so as to mitigate the risk. So that would be the RAG status as at a time without control measures, and then after introducing control measures. Yeah. I don't know if I've been able
Okay.
to.
Well
Yeah.
done. But guys, does anybody else have anything else? Okay, let me help you. It's very simple. Well done, Tosin. But when we talk of RAG status, yes, it's telling us the level of severity. Now, but that severity, RAG that you see there is just color coding. Red, amber, green. What did I say?
Red,
Red,
amber,
amber, green.
So what is red is what goes to the top people, to your senior stakeholders. Amber is a risk that you've identified, but you are controlling it. It has not gotten out of hands. And we will go into most of these things later. Now, anything that is green is what is under control. It is not a threat at all. As a project manager, you are in control of it. When it is amber, it means that it's a risk, but you are managing it. When it is red, it is something beyond you, and they need to know. So we've got to be opened. And we can't put everything as red, as you've done now. So we
no.
need to use our color coding properly, so
Yeah.
that we know, oh, this risk is this. This risk is beyond me. The risk you don't want to put as red is, for example, when you talk of budget, if you are running out of money and you are the one that has mismanaged it, you don't, from the beginning, you don't want to show a risk that your project is going to fail, because it means they are hiring the wrong person. But if you emphasize that there's a risk of flooding and the project you are working on is construction, it's important you let them know. Oh, the weather forecast has shown that in the next 2 weeks, there will be flooding between so-so-so place and so-so-so place. That's what you need to do as a project manager. You can't keep it. All right? Now, you also spoke about EPIC. We don't use EPIC to measure milestones. No. Milestones are critical points at our delivery stages. It doesn't have to, an EPIC goes on. We can go through this some other time, but I want you to be able to demarcate between the two.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah,
all right.
thank you so much for the input and correction. I talked about EPIC, but referring our milestone on our project board like Jira or other board. If we have to put them, they become EPIC. That was what I meant. But thank you for the input, corrected. And then we have the assumption. I didn't put the assumption into red because I knew Tosin gave us what is it called? Some lectures on this rates lock, but I was confused which color I should use for assumption and dependency. So I decided to leave them white, hoping that the correction will be taken today, which you have just done that. It will be done. Thank you. So we have the assumptions and we have the rates, and also part of the rates we are talking about is competitors will be in the market, making the product prep measure, a unique one like the hands-on experience, is going to also impact the growth and sustainability. We have poor content quality or lack of variety in courses may lead to reduced interest and lower enrollment rate. For example, if the instructors, they upload courses and content that are not up to standard in relation to the evolvement of today's world, is going to affect the demand of our product. Inadequate scalability, we should be able to ensure that the network, the platform can be able to carry large number of people, impacting user experience. And then we talk about assumptions, are things that might definitely occur, but we have to ensure that mitigation plans are kept aside. If the at all happens, what are we going to do? Availability and reliability of stable internet connection for both students and instructors. The willingness of instructors to upload their courses and maintain their content regularly. Sufficient demand for online courses and willingness of students to pay for high quality offerings. And then we talk about being able to navigate an intuitive interface design, which will make it easy for client instructors and students to access and use the platform effectively. The use of secure payment gateway to facilitate smooth and secure transaction is very important for protection against hackers, which might also scare people if it's not properly done. We have dependency. Some of our tasks also definitely will depend upon another. So it can also affect the project to be successful at the end of it or before we launch it, if these measures or dependencies are not taken into consideration, having a mitigation plan. Availability of suitable and reliable hosting infrastructure to support online learning platform operations, integration with secure payment gateway and financial systems to facilitate seamless transaction, very important. Collaboration and partnership with the educational institution is of great importance also to the organization or industry expert to enhance the quality. Quality matters a lot, and variety for students to be able to have enough choices to make while they enroll on the platform. We have dependency on instructors to regularly update and maintain their course content to ensure relevance and high quality learning experiences. For example, the world is evolving, like project management, there might be updates on different software tools, collaboration tools. It's very necessary for those things to be put into consideration, and criteria for instructors to maintain quality delivering is very important. Continuous monitoring and adaptation to technological advancement and evolving user preferences to stay competitive in the market. Very, very vital for this to be taken into consideration so that there will be a continuous quality for the users and revenue increase for the organization to the satisfaction of stakeholders as well. And then we have project governance and reporting. For example, the ADM and the team, stakeholders can also decide that in order for us to ensure that quality is being delivered at the end of it all, and we can decide to always have a 2 weekly reviews meeting where we were able to assess and adapt, take corrections that give us to the 3 pillars of Scrum: transparency, adaptation, and I've forgotten one. Can somebody hear me? Can anybody help me? I've forgotten the 3 pillars of Scrum: transparency, adaptability, and inspection. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, transparency,
and yeah. Thank you so much. So it's very necessary to put this into consideration since we are also using Agile, a mixture of Agile and Waterfall, to ensure that any increment that will be delivered from different milestones, they meet the quality that aligns to what the stakeholder has in mind. We have a steering committee meeting with stakeholder once every month. For example, we can decide to do that where all these things are being information and also adaptability will take place. Corrections are being made, recommendations are being made. So we come now to the mitigation. after having putting in mind that we have the risks, we have the assumptions, we have also the issues that might arise, and we have dependency, we need to put mitigation strategies or plan to ensure that when they happen, we have to be able to tackle them in order for the project to be successful with quality within designated timeline by creating an install security pathway in every build stage to handle payment transaction, encrypt all payment details and ensure government compliance and regulation with relevant industry standard. For example, the PCI DSS payment card industry data security standard. We need to choose which one is of good quality and that can be secured for users. Create robust cybersecurity measures by implementing strong firewalls, encryption and antivirus software to protect the platform and user data from hackers, hacking attempts or data breaches. Create robust cybersecurity measures by implementing strong firewalls, encryption and antivirus software to protect the platform and user data from hacking attempts or data breaches, user authenticity and authorization. We ensure that only those who are supposed but have fulfilled all the necessary criteria are the people using the platform. Very, very important by creating a secure login mechanism. For example, the two-factor authentication to ensure that only authorized user can access the platform and also limit user privileges and prevent unauthorized access to sensitive areas. We talk also about effective customer support and clear communication channels where the student or user can be able to collaborate or communicate with the instructors when need be or when they are facing some challenges, such as help desks or dedicated support email to facilitate quick, to facilitate quick, efficient resolution of problems. Create a regular backup and recovery system for the platform. Plan to ensure quick and effective restoration in case of any unforeseen technical failure across multiple servers to ensure optimal performance and stability. Very, very important. Also necessary to design the underlying infrastructure to face any challenges of high traffic and large number of users on the platform. Regular maintenance of the system and updates of the platform by fixing bugs and security vulnerabilities by applying updating software components. This is very important. That's why the maintenance and monitoring reporting of the platform or the project remains vital and a great determinant to success in project management. And then we have designed a user-friendly interface that will be easy to navigate, thus ensuring that instructors, students, and clients can easily locate and access that desired content. Also conducting usability tests and gathering of feedback also and rating is very, very important so that it will also be used to make informed decision and the maintenance process. Implementation of analytic and continuous monitoring tools to track performance, detect anomalies, and address potential issues that might arise is very, very important. At the end of it, this data is of very important to both the stakeholders, to the user, because it will help the organization to carry on or make informed decisions for the good of everyone, both the stakeholders, the users, and the organization. And finally, we talk about the metrics to measure project impact progress. We talk about the rate log, milestones tracker, user engagement, how busy and the traffic that is occurring on the platform will make us also know if we are moving on the positive track, and sales that will bring also revenue. Course completion rate, student be ensuring that students really love the course they have chosen, the quality of it, and they also complete their courses. The payment access rate, which is very important for increasing revenue and also for security for data security of our users. We talk about user satisfaction. Are our users satisfied with our product called Prep Measure? And we can also get this from their feedback and their rating, as well as time to market. All this information will help us to know how to carry on our publicity, to market our product when it is rising and when it is falling, and what we are supposed to do to keep it going and to stay on the positive side of making benefits and impacting lives. We talk about recommendation and conclusion. And finally, there should be a continuous enhancement of the platform, user interface and user experience based on users' feedback, like I just mentioned, and do the best we can to carry on and embark on best practices. We also talk about conduct regular user testing and feedback collection through the development process to address any navigation challenges that might occur. We have close collaboration with the instructors and clients to understand their specific needs and make necessary adjustments to meet up with the requirement, what is expected from what they have paid for. Prioritize security measures to protect user data and ensure safety in payment transaction. Then finally, we talk about the value. After we have done all these things, it's very necessary for us, the team, also together with the stakeholders, to evaluate the benefit the project Prep Measure is bringing to the organization and giving to the users. We talk about the increased revenue, whereby we should be aware that when they're buying the courses uploaded by instructors, it can also be monetized and generate revenue through user payment, expanded reach to broader audience, not just limiting it to physical study, but also for it to be a very best practice for educational offering beyond physical limitation. Can elevate also, this project can also elevate the organization reputation as a reliable and accessible provider of online education, being that Prep Measure is a brand and it's very necessary to keep it going with top quality and also at its greatest standard in order to outcome the competitors that might be in the market. The platform can generate valuable data on user behavior, cost performance, and market trend, which can inform business decision and future cost development, reinforcing the potential benefit. At the end of it all, we also have to think about, we have launched the product, it is in the market. Are we still going to continue doing this project? Is it beneficial to the organization? Is it giving satisfaction to the users? We have to put that into consideration. By Prep Measure online platform has the potential to significantly benefit Blue Sky Citadel by diversifying revenue streams, strengthening its reputation, which is a brand, and broadening its reach wider in a global way. And then the platform will provide instructors seamless way to upload and manage courses, while student and client can easily access, study, and network on the platform. By measuring user engagement, like I did mention, course completion rate, payments success rate, and user satisfaction, the platform can continuously iterate and improve the platform to maximize its impact and success. And that links us to our mission statement in summary, in the form of executive summary. So, Mr. Femi, I'm through.
Well done. You've done well. I know that the time is up, but you've done well for you alone to put this together. I would want you to let everybody else work on this. You answer what you've done, you can take them through, but I want them to refine it. Okay. Tonight, what we're supposed to work on is the change management and planning. If you guys are happy with that, but the time is gone, we may have to do that on Thursday. I'm happy with what you've done a lot of work. There are a few corrections here and there that needs to be made,
Okay.
but you've done a lot of work. Now, when we talk of value, when you want to capture value, we need to know in what terms.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Every project. So we cannot do a project without us capturing the value that we're going to derive from it. Okay? And that's why you see that people do what we call benefit review plan. Now, in capturing the value here, it is important that you meet with your product owner
Okay.
to be able to say in monetary terms, if we do this, this is how much we're going to make. Now, it's not every value that can be monetary terms as well. It could be customer loyalty. It could be retention. How many people do you think we would be able to get in the next 3 months? What's the percentage of students that want to stay with us? But all these are not speculation. They are things that we've got to have data to back it up. So some of the things you've done, some of the researches that you've done, one thing that is lacking here is I cannot see the link for you to say, oh, according to this, that's how you all go to uni, right? You all know when you use secondary sources. Do you use secondary sources without references? Do we do that?
No.
If we do that, it's called plagiarism, right?
Yes.
Good. So what we want to do is some of the things, some of the good content that you've gotten, you try to say, oh, I got this from XYZ. You shouldn't be the one doing it now. Every other person needs to get their hands dirty. All right?
Yeah.
So well done to you. And it will be well done to the team as well when you all work on it. But on Thursday, apart from this, because this is you have taken the bull by the horn to do this alone. I want everybody else to come and let me see the what you've got. We've done a bit of the planning, right? And we've done a bit of the change management process. Is there anything there that is not clear, or do you want us to take it through from the very beginning?
I will propose if we can take it from the very beginning for the good of everybody, so
I'm
that we
happy with it. That's fine.
so
I'm
that we
happy with that.
because from research, an ADM or APM, it's of great importance for us to know how to do our business case. It's a very
Yes.
great manner. So if we can take it all from the beginning, everybody in class should be there. Though we plan to do that, as they've been doing that, but I would rather prefer our code is our source of information and to acquire knowledge can carry us through, so that even when we meet, it will be a crash walkthrough for everybody to ensure that we have been able, or we can put this on our CV, that we can now produce a business case individually. That's my humble proposal for the good of everyone.
How do you find it? How do you find doing it? How do you find it?
It was a bit strenuous because I started by creating a template I shared with the team members, and then I had to start working and researching on each of it for me to be able to populate the template, and searching some different templates on the internet. From the template, I was able to visualize what is happening on prep measure, being a case study. I had to work on the platform, try to see, imagine what is happening there, and what can be a risk and what can be assumption. Then I had to put them down. After which I had to go back to let me call it author, because he was the one who produced the framework and all the deliverables. We discussed about it, and he was able to give me also what he had in mind, and then I had to produce what we have. Went back to him and went back to Ken our mentor. At a late hour, I had to call him because I was not convinced if it is good. And he went through it, made some corrections on some sentences, and told me it is good to go, that I can now present it. And then met with some of the team members yesterday during our office hour and presented it to them. Every one of the Vivian, Sodiq and Macaulay, they were there, we discussed it, and they were very convinced that it's a standard business case for us to put forward. And that's why you are seeing us here now. So that's it.
Okay. Well done. That's fine. Like I said, there are changes here and there that you need to do. I want you all to read through it again. If you don't know what to read through in it, as you said, I'm happy to go through it again with you on Thursday. But you've done well with what you've been able to pull through. Okay? All right. And being that you did it alone, it's commendable. And this is what I'm asking from everybody. All I want from all of you is the ability for you to take the bull by the horn and be able to do research, get your hands dirty. With what you've done now, nobody can take it away from you anymore. The knowledge you've gained from here, can anybody take it away from you?
No.
Eh?
No.
It's not possible. So that's why when people think, oh, Mr. Femi is hard, Mr. Femi is hard. I'm not being hard. It's just that I'm sure Tina and the rest of them will tell you when I used to be hard. I'm a very gentle man now, to be honest with you, right? Huh?
Oh,
am I not gentle now?
You are, 100% you are. We're enjoying the ride.
I'm very gentle now. When I used to be hard, they know you can't bring just anything to me.
No,
but
it's not gentle. You need to see him in a different space.
All right. So
maybe it's treating you with kid gloves.
Can you see Deji is busting my bubbles now, right? Yeah, yeah, but okay. But you know, guys, see, you've done well. You've done well by coming up with this. Let's refine it, as we've said. Now, I don't want it to just be prep measure only. You remember what we said. It's got to be for a program. We have the website, and this is where everybody needs to partake in it. The entire thing that we want to cover is not just the aspect of what you do, it's the aspect of the website as a whole. That's what business case is. You're part of it. We're going to then create the project charter. See, like what I said, nobody can take this knowledge away from you anymore. You have it, and that's it. Okay? Little things that will need to change here and there. But anywhere you go, you can stand tall to tell anybody, I know how to draw a business case. Okay? But please follow what I've said, the rack status, the benefit review plan, ensuring that your stakeholders, whatever it is, how we want to manage the project. Few of those things, as I said that time. Now, you've talked about the industry. You've talked about, I also need you to use some of the tools that I suggested to you. Use any relevant tool, like PESOL analysis, like SWOT analysis, anyone that is relevant to this, use it. Okay? You know what PESOL analysis is.
Mr. Femi, can you give us the tools you just mentioned, please? I was about taking it down.
Yeah, it's just few of it. There are many of them. When we talk of PESOL, you can ask, go online, Google. If you don't understand it, I'm happy to, like PESOL analysis, SWOT analysis, you have benchmarking, you have, there are so many tools that you could use when we're writing a business case. Do you understand? And you mentioned part of it. You mentioned it. Like when you spoke about competitive analysis, when you spoke about entrance to market, all right? We have 5 portal forces. There are so many tools like that. Okay? But make sure you use the one that is relevant. We don't just use tool for the sake of using it. We use it because it's relevant to what we want to do. I hope everybody is hearing.
Yeah, we are hearing, Mr. Femi.
No, it's not just you. See, you have
no.
taken time to do this. I want it to be that everybody takes part in it and they learn from it.
We will. We are already planning that. We have scheduled that. We will. But we'll love it if you can take us, all of us through for the good of everybody in the team, so that we can confidently put in on our CV for this week. We'll appreciate it better.
No problem. No problem. But like I said, this is just one of the many things. Guys, agile project management, agile delivery management is a lot of work. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can all see it. And the reason you feel that, oh, this is a lot. This is because we have to brisk over it. You've only got 3 months. We can't cover everything at once. It's got to be just as what you have done now. Everybody needs to go. When your mentor, when your coach, when your lecturer has given you something, just as all of you have been doing, you go, you do extra work. And I'm proud of you guys because I could see some of you are very dedicated. I know the other time when I asked you to plan, most of you didn't sleep, right? Whatever you've gained from it, I can't take it away from you anymore. Nobody can take it away anymore. Okay?
Yeah.
Any question? All right, guys, we'll work on this, but your change management. Yes. Okay, go for it.
There was a question that came up yesterday when we were discussing as a team, when I was presenting this to the entire team. We talked about the Agile, and the question was, in this project, for example, the business case before us, if we are being asked, what is the waterfall aspect of it from the choosing framework of Agile?
Okay, your documentation, actually the fact that you are writing a business case tells you the waterfall aspect of it. In some agile setting, they don't even bother with business cases anymore. They just go with project charter. Does that make sense? The fact that we have, even in agile, because we're doing agile doesn't mean we wouldn't have phases. Do you get it now? Yeah. Like I said to you, it's a myth that people will say, in agile, we don't do documentation. It's a lie. We do documentation. We only do relevant documentation. Because if you don't do documentation, then what have you got to fall back in? So the fact that we're writing a business case tells you that there is an element of waterfall in what we're doing. We're combining waterfall and agile together. And this is what you will find in 95% of companies out there. All right? You can't deal with banks. You can't deal with insurance companies. You can't deal with most of these, regulated companies without you having to do documentation. All right?
Yeah, clear.
Any other question? Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
your
much.
evening.
To all the team members.
Any question for me as well before you guys go? Any question? Okay, so that means you guys are cool.
You better ask questions now. You better ask questions now. That's your sponsor asking you. You better ask questions, guys.
Mr. DJ, the moment, I don't know if you have questions, but when we come together as a team to go through this, can we also send our question to you? Because
question to me.
I don't know how we, okay, through Olaomi, our PMO office.
Okay. For instance now, if you send your question to me, or look at me as someone that's got a company, right? I sponsor all this. And if I have money to pay for almost like 30 people, right? Do you
Yes.
think I'll have time for your question?
You might and you might not. It depends.
No, I won't. To be honest, let's face the fact. If I'm employing 30 people, right, I won't have, yeah. You might not even see me in the meeting. Do you get now? So any avenue that you kind of see me in the lift, or yeah, you need to get ready, right? Not even you asking questions, it'll be me asking questions, and you need to respond. Do you get it now?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So if
can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
This is to do with Dynamite, because I've been in constant contact with the SMs.
Okay.
On how the project is progressing. But my concern, which I raised to Karim when I had a meeting with him a couple of days ago, was that they're in sprint 3 now, and there was no sprint goal set for sprint 3. And what's there already is what was done in sprint 2. And I know last month when we were in our APM ADM meeting, I was contacted, it was escalated to me that there was no PO in the meeting, and the developers were not there. So I chased up with Laomi, and I also chased up with the developers themselves and the PO. Then I got a message that they were all in the meeting. So I'm not sure why a sprint will go ahead, which would have meant that probably the PO wasn't there. And then when I spoke to them again, the message was that the PO said the sprint shouldn't go on without a sprint goal. So I'm a bit confused. I'm just seeking clarification, a bit confused about why, if I was told that the PO was in the refinement meeting and yet there was no sprint goal set. So how do I go about that? I have spoken to them. I have advised them, and the implications of not having a sprint goal is important to have it, because the sprint shouldn't have been started without the sprint goal. So is there anything else I need to do with regards to that?
Okay. So I think
would it be okay for me to stop recording, since this is really outside of
No, it's not totally outside. You can stop recording and start another one, which I think is fine. But it's not really totally out of that. So
okay, then I'll leave it then. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it can stop and start another one so that you have that one in a different video, right?
Okay, thank you.